Ever wondered why your dog doesn't obey your commands? Let's dive into the world of dog training. It's more than just teaching tricks. It's about communication, mutual respect, and safety. Training your dog effectively can turn a rowdy pup into a well-behaved member of the family. It's a journey, a partnership, and it's also a whole lot of fun. So, whether you're dealing with a stubborn old hound or a playful puppy, we've got you covered. By the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of how to train your dog effectively. To effectively train your dog, first understand their psychology. Just as humans do, dogs learn from their environment and experiences, absorbing cues from their surroundings and interactions. They are intuitive creatures that respond to the world around them. This is why understanding their psychology plays such a crucial role in effective training. Dogs don't understand language as we do. Instead, they interpret our actions, tone, and body language. They see the world in a different light, focusing on immediate experiences rather than abstract concepts. So, when we talk about training our furry friends, it's less about teaching them commands and more about helping them associate actions with positive or negative outcomes. This brings us to the concept of reward-based training, a pivotal part of dog psychology. Dogs, like most creatures, are motivated by rewards. A treat, a belly rub, a game of fetch, these are all rewards that can motivate a dog to behave in a certain way. Reward-based training leverages this motivation. When your dog acts in a way you want, you reward them. Over time, your dog starts associating that action with the reward, encouraging them to repeat the behavior. However, this process requires consistency and patience. Consistency because dogs learn through repetition. If you reward your dog for a behavior one day and then ignore it the next, they'll get confused. They need consistent feedback to understand what's expected of them. Patience because learning takes time. Just as you didn't learn to read or ride a bike overnight, your dog won't learn new behaviors instantly. It's a gradual process, and rushing it won't yield the results you want. Understanding your dog's psychology isn't about becoming a canine mind reader. It's about recognizing their learning process, their motivations, and the importance of patience and consistency in training. It's about understanding that your dog sees the world differently, and that's okay. It's about adapting your approach to align with their perspective. Remember, understanding your dog is the first step to effective training. Now, let's delve into the basics of dog training, the commands. When starting out, there are 3 basic commands that every dog should learn: sit, stay, and come. These are the building blocks of communication between you and your furry friend, and will go a long way in establishing a harmonious relationship. Sit is typically the first command you'll want to teach. To do this, hold a treat close to your dog's nose and move your hand up, allowing their head to follow the treat and causing their bottom to lower. Once they're in sitting position, say sit, give them the treat, and share affection to reinforce the command. The stay command is crucial for their safety and your sanity. Start this training after your dog has mastered the sit command. Ask your dog to sit, then open the palm of your hand in front of you and say, stay. Take a few steps back. If they stay, reward them with a treat and affection. Gradually increase the number of steps you take back each time. The come command helps keep your dog out of trouble and brings them back to you if they happen to get loose. Put a leash and collar on your dog and go down to their level and say, come, while gently pulling on the leash. When they get to you, reward them with affection and a treat. In all these, the key is repetition and consistency. And remember, always use positive reinforcement. This means rewarding your dog's good behavior with treats, praise, or a good belly rub. Negative reinforcement, like shouting or punishing, can lead to anxiety and confusion. Training takes time, and it's important to be patient. Every dog learns at their own pace. And there you have it, the basics of dog training. Remember, sit, stay, and come are your starting points. Practice these commands daily, and soon your canine companion will be following your every command. Mastering these basic commands sets a strong foundation for further training. What if your dog shows behavioral issues like excessive barking or chewing? Well, don't fret, because these are common issues and can be addressed effectively with proper training. Let's begin by understanding that dogs, just like humans, have their personalities and quirks. What may seem like a behavioral issue to us could just be a way for them to communicate or cope with certain situations. For instance, a dog might resort to excessive barking when it's bored or anxious, or it might start chewing on your favorite shoes due to teething or stress. Now, how do we address these issues? Training is the key, and not any training, but a method that is consistent and positive. Remember, your furry friend doesn't understand right from wrong in the human sense. They learn from the consequences of their behavior. Take excessive barking, for example. Imagine your dog starts barking the moment you step out of the house. This could be a sign of separation anxiety. Instead of scolding or punishing them, try redirection. This means diverting their attention to something else, like a favorite toy or treat. Over time, your dog will associate your departure with something positive and will bark less. What about chewing? Well, this is where ignoring the behavior can come in handy. If your dog chews on your shoes, remove the shoe and replace it with a chew toy. Don't give any attention to the bad behavior. Instead, praise them when they chew on the toy. Gradually, they'll learn that chewing on the toy gets them attention and praise, while chewing on shoes gets them nothing. It's important to remember that patience is key. Changes won't happen overnight, but with consistency, you'll start seeing improvements. Also, remember that dogs are social creatures. They need interaction and stimulation. Providing them with plenty of exercise, toys, and your company can go a long way in preventing many behavioral issues. Addressing these issues early on prevents them from becoming habits. So, don't delay. Start training your furry friend today and witness the transformation from a mischievous pup to a well-behaved companion. Once your dog masters the basics, you can move on to advanced training. This stage is like a thrilling sequel where you can take your dog's skills to the next level and make your interactions even more enjoyable. Let's begin with the command heel. This command is essentially an advanced version of come. It instructs your dog to walk closely by your side. Start by walking with your dog on a leash. When your dog pulls ahead or lags behind, say heel in a firm, clear voice. As soon as your dog adjusts its pace to match yours, reward it with praise or a treat. Practice this command frequently, and soon your dog will be heeling like a pro. Moving on, let's learn about fetch. This fun and engaging command is a fantastic way to exercise your dog while also reinforcing obedience training. Start with a toy that your dog loves. Throw the toy a short distance and say fetch. When your dog goes after the toy, praise it enthusiastically. If your dog brings the toy back to you, reward it with a treat. Gradually increase the distance you throw the toy to challenge your dog further. Lastly, we have the rollover command. This one might require a bit more patience, but it's a crowd pleaser. Start by getting your dog into a down position. Next, hold a treat near its nose and slowly move your hand over your dog's head to the opposite side, causing your dog to roll over in the process. Say roll over as your dog is performing the action and reward it once it completes the roll. Remember, these advanced commands require consistent practice and patience. Don't rush the process. Your dog may not get it right on the first try, and that's okay. The goal here is to make learning enjoyable for both of you. Advanced training not only keeps your dog mentally stimulated but also strengthens your bond. It's a journey filled with fun, challenges, and tons of tail-wagging moments. So, we've covered quite a bit today about dog training. It's been an enlightening journey, hasn't it? We've peeked into the fascinating world of dog psychology, understanding how our canine companions perceive the world around them. We've learned that their actions are not random, but rather responses to stimuli, and how recognizing this can help us communicate more effectively with them. We've also explored the realm of basic commands, those fundamental building blocks that underpin all dog training. We've seen that sit, stay, come, and heel are not just words, but crucial tools in establishing a language of understanding and respect between us and our dogs. Then, we took a deep dive into addressing behavioral issues. We've discovered that these aren't necessarily signs of a bad dog, but often a miscommunication or unmet need. With patience and consistency, we can address these issues and help our dogs become happier and more balanced. Finally, we ventured into the world of advanced training, pushing the boundaries of what we thought possible. We've seen that with the right approach, our dogs can learn to perform complex tasks and even participate in dog sports. But through all of this, one theme has remained constant: the importance of patience and consistency. Training a dog isn't about quick fixes or magic tricks, it's about building a relationship, understanding each other, and working together towards common goals. Remember, training your dog is a journey, not a destination. Enjoy the process and the bond it creates between you and your furry friend.